Sorry, the road was closed today, so I don't have a mindless commute. What on earth have I done? Right, so you can get into a habit of thinking about this stuff, and it'll wreck your life, similar to like it kind of screws up my navigating ability. Right, like I can't navigate while I do this, and so right, this sort of stuff is not always helpful. I mean, you just have to get to a spot where you don't have to navigate, and then it's pretty helpful. Yeah, so you can change it's the orientation of your object to attention, and if you get the correct orientation, it radically shifts like what it is interacting with. So just like the same way that if you press a surfboard into the water in the right way, it's going to change its behaviors, right? So if you press your breath, if you press your hand, if you press your voice, if you just press your voice into the water in the right way, it'll cause an effect that people call singing. So you can get anything to sort of start singing. You can get anything to start kind of talking to you. And it's no different than singing, surfing. So flow state, you just take your body as the object of attention and you pay attention to it. You orient yourself in your awareness in such a way that the body starts to sort of vibrate, hum, lift, get lighter, and then you just move in such a way that you stay with that for that 20, 30, 40 minutes or more. It gets crazier and crazier, but that's all people are doing when they meditate, is that they're taking an object of attention and they're essentially surfing with it. So that's where the psychic experiences are coming from. It's like all you have to do is pay attention to your mind and just notice there's waves, and then go and you can do it by feel. Just take a thought and pay attention to it in such a way that the thought starts to like float or vibrate, or it somehow has extra energy, and then dump that extra energy into the thought, like maintaining the thought until there's like a magnetic connection onto the thought, and you're no longer having to focus. Right? Like, just like you need to no longer be having to swim if you want to catch a wave, even if you're body surfing. Like once you've caught the wave, there's a magnetic attachment between you and the wave. You're no longer like swimming in the sense of I'm generating propulsion, right? So if you get the attention to do that recursive loop where you've like caught something, or if you catch an idea, and this can happen to people spontaneously. Like, this is where giant books and narratives and inspirations and songs and stuff come out of people. Like, when they just come out of people, they're taken by it, the same way that you would be taken by a wave. And so just meditating is just looking for that surf, looking for that self-reinforcing connection. And then, yeah, do it. This is what ritual is. This is what liturgy is. This is what chanting is, singing, praying. It's pushing into that medium such that it's this point of creation, this point of expansion into the medium. It's the same feel as sailing. This feeling of being done by what is, right? So from swimming to surfing, from power boating to sailing. And you can throw out all the techniques to get there, and you can just feel it. You can just put your mind in an area and feel what you need to do to have that happen. And it's if you just combine a couple of things like stick, inertia, rotation, song, vibration, toning, you can pay very close, detailed, and extended attention. Like if you're willing to look a little silly, you can just tone while you play with even your imaginary staff or your real one. You'll notice that the tone is capable of causing the whole space to just light up just from any sort of vibration, any sort of frequency, any sort of so it's like just that tool alone, and you're 1,000 times more powerful than anybody just being totally silent, unless they're very autistic, right? It's just like if you have a hammer, you're going to be able to hit harder than somebody with not using a hammer, even if that person can punch very hard. So tone, vibration, song. And it's the same thing with movement. Slight movement causes lift, right? Movement in the right direction causes lift. That's why people think better when they're walking or riding or driving or anything. You're moving through the medium, you move through the medium in the right way, and it locks in your connection. People get obsessed with the technique, and it's like throw it out and just feel it in that area. You just feel. You can just play with all different directions. You're just vibrating or moving your mind past or around something, be it an idea, be it an object, be it a candle, something, anything, and you'll start flying, floating, and when you get it, it's kind of fun. So it's no longer like the drudgery of like just clear the mind, or like whatever. Rotate the shape 6 times and say the prayer 1,000 times, and it just you like use the prayer, use the rope, use the whatever to sort of surf that moment and go into it. And as it feeds back energy, it'll make the effect will radiate to where it's like, oh, you become aware of other things, and then you start surfing with those things. And then those things are all doing the same thing as the first thing. And then that lights up more things until like whatever your initial object of entry into, like your body and the entire space should be toning within like 5 minutes or less if you wanted to. And then at that point, it's like, what was the technique? It's the entire spatial vibration. Right? So what started with an object of awareness that could fit into the palm of your hand is then, by whatever, just 10 minutes, it should be encapsulating the entire space. And then can that quietly sing or hum throughout the rest of the day without distraction? Because the whole world is like a surfboard. Like it's super rigid and it's riding on time. So if you put your orientation correctly, then all the world without changing anything, can catch certain forces underneath that take the whole world all at once in certain directions. And so to shift the whole world, you don't have to change anything inside the world. It's just finding that object of attention and expanding it until it encapsulates you, and then it encapsulates everyone around you and encapsulates the entire world. And from that vantage point alone, do you have the ability to try and shift it in the direction that you want to catch the waves that you want it to catch, or to decouple it from the waves that it's currently on, right? It's pretty easy to bail off of a wave. It takes just a little bit of sabotage to lose a wave. And so this again is just another reason by what I'm saying is the last solution, we'll call it. This is the answer to all the questions.